just working with my dad. I loved it, and he just taught me everything, and he was there directing me by side, and it was just amazing to watch him direct because I've never seen it before.
People are taking note of just how great Utah is, right? And tonight, excitement is growing in southern Utah, and money's pouring into the local economy with the latest Kevin Costner production.
Kevin Costner has carved his name into Hollywood history, not only for his iconic roles, awards, and legacy, but also for his ever-growing fortune, fueled by smart investments and sharp business sense. Yet, beyond wealth, he's a dedicated family man. But his immense fortune may bring his family more than disbelief. It could spark new tensions, heartbreak, and unexpected battles. So what will happen to his children and wealth when he's gone? Could the very empire he built create a lasting rift among those closest to him? Join us as we look into the fortune that Kevin Costner has left behind that made his family cry. Kevin Costner's staggering fortune and financial legacy. Kevin Costner's net worth is estimated at $250 million. He has been a leading actor in Hollywood since the 1980s, winning numerous awards, including 2 Academy Awards, 3 Golden Globe Awards, 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, and an Emmy. In 2003, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Costner began his career with the independent film Sizzle Beach, USA, in 1981, but gained fame with 1985's Silverado. He rose to prominence with the 1987 crime drama The Untouchables, directed by Brian De Palma. In 1990, he founded TIG Productions with Jim Wilson, producing Dances with Wolves, which he directed and starred in, winning 7 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director. So how did he earn this massive fortune? What led to his wealth? You're in for an interesting story. Costner is also known for his roles in movies like JFK, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, The Bodyguard, The Highwaymen, and Hidden Figures. On television, he starred in Hatfields and McCoys and Yellowstone. Beyond acting, he has invested in real estate and various business ventures, which contribute to his wealth. Details about his net worth came to light during his divorce from Christine Baumgartner. Court documents revealed that he earns about $19.3 million each year, but after expenses he takes home about $7.59 million annually. While these amounts are impressive for most people, they are just a small piece of Costner's vast fortune. In the 1980s and 1990s, he was one of the highest-paid actors in the world. His roles in blockbuster films like Dances with Wolves and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, helped him rake in significant earnings. In 1991, Costner earned $50 million, mainly from his share of the profits from Dances with Wolves. Today, that would be like making $110 million. That film won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. In 1992, his profits from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves netted him $40 million. He also earned $14 million for his role in the 1995 blockbuster Waterworld. Before the 5th season of Yellowstone began filming, Kevin Costner signed a new contract with Paramount that increased his salary to $1.2 million per episode for a planned 16-episode season, divided into 2 parts. The first part aired from November 2022 to January 2023. In February 2023, reports surfaced that Costner was having difficulties with the show's creator and producer, Taylor Sheridan, as well as Paramount, regarding the filming schedule for the second part. If the second part is completed, Costner will earn $19.2 million for the 5th season. Should a 6th season be produced, his salary will rise to $1.5 million per episode, totaling $24 million for that season. In the mid-1990s, Kevin Costner paid his first wife, Cindy Silva, an $80 million divorce settlement. When adjusted for inflation, this amount is roughly equivalent to $160 million today. On May 2, 2023, Christine Baumgartner filed for divorce after 18 years of marriage, citing irreconcilable differences. Initially, Christine did not seek spousal support due to their prenup agreement. Kevin's lawyers stated, "Spousal support will be payable to the petitioner under the terms of the parties' premarital agreement." However, by mid-June 2023, Christine requested $250,000 per month in support. This request did not cover expenses related to their children, which Kevin already pays. Christine noted that Kevin made $19.5 million in 2023, and that their family's total expenses were $6.6 million, including trips to Aspen, Hawaii, and the Caribbean, where they hired chefs and caterers. Additionally, they spend around $2 million each year on property maintenance. Christine's legal filing revealed details about their income and expenses for 2022. Kevin earned a total of $19.5 million that year, which included $1.2 million per episode of Yellowstone, bringing in nearly $10 million for 8 episodes. He also made $2.3 million from renting out his Aspen ranch and $503,000 from renting a beachfront property in Carpinteria, California. The family's total expenses for 2022 were $6.5 million. Christine claimed that Kevin once received a $250 million offer for his Aspen property, in addition to their other real estate assets. Kevin's Costner financial investments. Kevin Costner owns some impressive properties across the country. One notable property is in Aspen, Colorado. It spans 160 acres and has 3 lakefront homes that can accommodate 30 guests. Costner acquired this estate in 3 deals, buying 2 in the late 1980s and early 1990s for undisclosed amounts, and the last one in 2017 for $3 million. He rents this property for $30,000 a night. Another significant property is in Carpinteria, California, a beachfront town between Malibu and Santa Barbara. Costner built an amazing estate with 3 side-by-side properties, starting with the first in the 1980s and adding the second a decade later. The third was purchased in 2017 for $7.3 million. Previously, he sold a 7-acre property in the same area for $25 million in 2009. In 2006, he paid $28,500,000 for a 17-acre piece of undeveloped land with ocean views. He also owns a 10-acre property in Carpinteria, which he tried to sell for $60 million in 2017, later dropping the price to $49 million before taking it off the market. Kevin Costner earned $500,000 per episode for Yellowstone, and by the end of his time on the show, he likely made $1 million per episode. For his role in Waterworld, he received $14 million. The film had a budget of $235 million and made $264 million globally. It only became profitable after it was released for home video rentals and sales. Costner's salary for Man of Steel is not publicly known, but he played Jonathan Kent, Clark Kent's father, in that film. He also made a cameo in Justice League. Currently, reports indicate that Costner is the richest actor on Yellowstone. His long career and several box office hits contributed to this wealth. Costner is the highest-paid actor on the show, earning about $1,200,000 per episode in the later seasons. This impressive salary highlights his star power and the show's popularity. Additionally, Costner earned around $15 million for his role in the hit movie The Bodyguard, which was a huge success and solidified his status as a leading actor in Hollywood during the early 1990s. Kevin Costner made a significant amount from Dances with Wolves, both as the star and director. His initial salary was about $3 million, but he earned much more due to the film's surprising success. The movie grossed over $400 million worldwide, and as the producer and director, Costner's total earnings are estimated to exceed $40 million after box office and home video sales. When Costner believes in a project that others do not, he has sometimes funded it himself. This approach has led to major successes like Dances with Wolves, but also to failures like the often ridiculed The Postman. Now, Costner is back in the Western genre with an ambitious project called Horizon, an American saga. This film could become a 4-part series, with Warner Brothers released the second film on August 16th. Costner began filming the third installment earlier. He believes it is a powerful story that he funded, produced, and directed. He co-wrote the screenplay with John Baird. This film tells a tale from the 1850s and 1860s in Wyoming, where promoters encourage people to move to a new town called Horizon using flyers. Filming took place in Utah and features well-known actors like Sienna Miller, Sam Worthington, and Owen Wilson. Horizon is not based on a book. Instead, it is an idea Costner had in the late 1980s that he struggled to get any studio interested in. He decided to invest his own money into the project. Costner revealed that he took $38 million from his own bank account and received additional funds from 2 outside investors whose identities he did not disclose. It is unclear if that $38 million covers both Horizon movies or just the first one. Costner mentioned that the project took a long time because people are often skeptical of new ideas. He is used to being doubted, recalling how many questioned his past films like Bull Durham and Field of Dreams before they became classics. Kevin Costner's family bond and dynamics. In a recent cover story, Kevin Costner discusses his life as a dad and why family means everything to him. Despite being a Hollywood star, he sees himself as an everyday father. He describes himself as an Uber driver, often taking his 3 younger kids, Caden, who is 17, Hayes, who is 15, and Grace, who is 14, to their friends' homes, school, and volleyball practices. Costner also has 4 older children: Annie, 40, Lily, 37, Joe, 36, and Liam, 26. He mentions that his life mostly involves driving his kids around and considers it part of his job. Costner's family enjoys spending time together, surfing, spearfishing, and exploring the ocean around their home in Santa Barbara, where they appreciate beautiful views of the Pacific. He finds great support in his family and feels that his kids are his anchor. While balancing family duties, he keeps his kids close by casting them in his films. For example, his older children appeared in Dances with Wolves when they were younger, and he refers to that film as home movies. Hayes enjoys the time spent with his dad and sees it as a way to bond and create memories. He also treasures their fishing trips together, valuing the peaceful moments they share. What about the family he was born in? What was his bond with his siblings? Stay tuned, the most interesting part is still ahead. Kevin Costner grew up in a strict Baptist family with conservative beliefs. His roots trace back to German immigrants, and he also has English, Irish, and Scottish ancestry. Kevin's father, William, described him as a determined child who always pursued what he wanted. He remembered how Kevin once took charge of organizing a school parade, despite being just 11 years old. William initially doubted Kevin could handle it, but Kevin insisted he could do anything he set his mind to. As a child, Kevin was athletic and only thought about acting during his last year in college. He spent his early years in Compton, California, as the youngest son of William and Sharon Costner. William worked as an electrician and utilities executive, which required the family to move frequently across the country. Kevin shared that these constant changes made him lose confidence and feel disconnected from himself. However, he maintained a close relationship with his father even after going to college. William took an active interest in Kevin's career, often sharing his thoughts, especially about Kevin's successful show Yellowstone. He expressed concerns that the show might turn away viewers because of its content. Kevin found his father's comments amusing, but also a reminder of their differing views. A few years later, Kevin's dad was curious about how his movie would end. William even participated in some of Kevin's films, excited for a chance to act. Kevin recalled a scene in Dances with Wolves where he was about to die. Just as a soldier aimed at him, the soldier was shot, and it turned out to be Kevin's father with the gun. Kevin asked his dad if he wanted to save him in the movie, and William happily agreed. Sadly, William has passed away, but Kevin remembers him for instilling a strong work ethic in the family. He described William as tough and a fighter who taught his children to succeed. Kevin Costner shared a close bond with his mother, Sharon, a dedicated welfare worker who fiercely supported her children's dreams until her death 7 months after his brother William. Their parents attended his Little League games and visited film sets, often watching from a nearby hill when he directed a movie.
They saw my Little League games, everything, and when I went out to direct a movie, they bought a trailer and took it out to South Dakota. And they go, we won't be in your way, we'll just be on a hill over here, and we'll watch you. And it was like, I'm a grown man. And
Sharon had 3 children, including Kevin and Daniel Craig Costner, who grew up together as the only siblings. Tragically, they lost their son, Mark Douglas Costner, shortly after his premature birth in 1953. Daniel, 5 years younger than Kevin, prefers a private life, working in oil separation technology before joining Kevin's company, TIG Productions, after leaving a high-paying executive position. At TIG Productions, Daniel managed finances and expressed happiness about his decision to work with Kevin. He felt it was special to be part of a project with his brother. Kevin turned down a major role in Oliver Stone's film Platoon because of Daniel's experiences in Vietnam. Although he sometimes regretted not taking the role, his loyalty to Daniel was strong. Kevin grew up in a conservative family and felt unable to speak out against the war. He started writing a book about his brother's Vietnam experiences but did not finish it. Daniel, now 74, received a Navy and Marine Corps medal for his bravery during the Vietnam War. Kevin Costner's children emotional reaction to his fortune. Since Kevin has only one sibling, there is not much competition for his inheritance. Although he is still alive, his wealth brings out strong emotions in his children, who have luxury in their blood, and in his ex-wives, who thrive after their divorces. Kevin Costner and Christine Baumgartner have finalized their divorce and come to an agreement regarding child support payments, which were a major issue during the proceedings. Court documents obtained by The Blast reveal that the Yellowstone actor was ordered to pay over $63,000 monthly to Baumgartner for their 3 minor children. After 10 months of a contentious divorce battle, Costner and Baumgartner have put the past behind them. They were officially declared single on February 16, 2024, and reached agreements on spousal support, property division, and attorney fees. Regarding the custody of their 3 kids, Caden Wyatt Costner, Hayes Logan Costner, and Grace Avery Costner, both parents were awarded joint and physical custody. The legal document states that both parties will have physical custody of the children following the visitation schedule outlined in the marital settlement agreement. However, Costner will be responsible for all child support payments. According to the filing, the bodyguard actor will pay $63,209 each month to his ex-wife, with payments due on the 1st of every month. The breakdown shows that the eldest child, Caden, who is 17, will receive $12,642 each month. 15-year-old Hayes will receive monthly payments of $18,962, while 14-year-old Grace Avery will get a payment that is double that of her 2 siblings, totaling $31,605. Additionally, Costner will provide health insurance for his children. Although $63,000 is a significant amount, it is much less than Baumgartner's initial request of $175,057 per month in child support, which would have resulted in $2 million annually. In the legal filing, the handbag designer claimed that the court should set child support at a level that allows the children to live a lifestyle similar to the one they enjoy with their father. Her lawyers also stated that the requested child support of $175,057 per month would not be enough to match Kevin's lifestyle, but would allow her to provide a comparable lifestyle for the children. Because of this, they believed Christine's request should be approved. Details about the child support came just days after the former couple agreed to skip co-parenting classes as part of their custody deal. They mentioned having reached a private agreement, with court documents stating that both parties, Christine Costner and Kevin Costner, were excused from completing the Parent Education and Co-parenting Effectively class. The statement went on to explain that this agreement was made to avoid delays and the frustration of waiting for the process to conclude. Kevin Costner's other ventures and public image. Kevin Costner also sings. He is the lead singer of Kevin Costner and Modern West, a country rock band he started with support from his wife Christine. They kicked off a global tour in October 2007, performing in cities like Istanbul and Rome. The band also played at NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races in Daytona and Concord, North Carolina. They released a country album called The Untold Truths on November 11, 2008, through Universal South Records. This album reached number 61 on the Billboard Top Country Albums and number 35 on the Top Heatseekers chart. They released 3 singles, including Superman 14, Long Hot Night, and Backyard to Radio, but none made it onto the charts. A live music video was created for Superman 14. What were his other passions? What were his political interests? Brace yourself. You're in for an interesting ride. In 2009, Costner's band toured with the alternate routes. At the Big Valley Jamboree in Camrose, Alberta, a thunderstorm caused the stage to collapse, resulting in 1 death and 40 injuries. An auction to support the deceased's family raised funds, including a dinner with Costner for $41,000 and 2 signed guitars that sold for $10,000 each. Their second album, Turn It On, was released in February 2010 in Europe, along with a tour. In July 2012, the band performed in Halifax at the Talus World Skins Game, donating an autographed guitar for charity. Costner appeared in the documentary Country Roads by Marika Schroeder. The latest album, Tales from Yellowstone, reflects his character John Dutton from the series Yellowstone, with songs featured in Season 3. Kevin Costner has starred in several films with a baseball theme, including Chasing Dreams, Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, For Love of the Game, and The Upside of Anger. In 3 of these films, his character is a professional baseball player, while in one, he plays a former pro. He owns a home in Austin, Texas, and is known to attend Texas Longhorns baseball practices and games. Costner had a close friendship with former Longhorns baseball coach, Augie Garrido, who coached at Cal State Fullerton, which is Costner's alma mater. Costner even cast Garrido as the Yankee manager in For Love of the Game. He makes an effort to attend every College World Series game featuring the CSUF Titans in Omaha, Nebraska. Although he walked on for a tryout, he did not make the team early in his university years. Costner co-owned the Lake County Fielders, an independent baseball team in Zion, Illinois, named after his film Field of Dreams, featuring a logo of a player in a cornfield. On August 2021, he participated in the MLB at Field of Dreams game, walking onto the field with the New York Yankees and Chicago White Sox to give a speech. In 1995, Costner bought a company developing oil separation machines based on a government patent. the machines gained interest after the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. In May 2010, BP began testing 6 devices from Ocean Therapy Solutions, in which Costner had an interest, and signed a lease for 32 machines on June 16, 2010. Meanwhile, Speron Contagouris and Stephen Baldwin sold their shares in the company to another investor and later sued in Louisiana District Court for $10,640,000, alleging securities fraud and misrepresentation. The lawsuit claimed that Costner held a secret meeting with BP that resulted in an $18 million down payment on a $52 million purchase. After this down payment, but before any announcement, another investor bought out Baldwin and Contagouris shares using part of that down payment. This meant Baldwin and Contagouris missed out on profits from the total sale. They alleged that despite public statements from Costner, Ocean Therapy Solutions, BP, and others, they were told BP was still testing the machines and had not yet committed to leasing them. The other investor purchased their shares for $1,400,000 from Baldwin and $500,000 from Contagouris. In June 2012, a federal jury in Louisiana dismissed Baldwin's and Contagouris multi-million-dollar claims in an oil cleanup case, ordering them to repay Costner and other defendants for legal costs. On June 6, 2004, Costner opened Tatanka, the story of the bison, located south of Deadwood, South Dakota, on U.S. Route 85. The $5 million attraction aimed to educate visitors about America's westward expansion and featured a 3,800-square-foot interactive center with exhibits, retail areas, and a small theater. The center focused on bison and their relationship with Plains Indians, showcasing a bronze sculpture by artist Peggy Detmers that depicted 14 bronze bison and 3 Lakota riders, commissioned by Costner in 1994. The large-scale bronzes, weighing between 2,500 and 8,000 pounds each, were cast at Eagle Bronze Foundry in Wyoming. Costner opened the Midnight Star Casino and Restaurant in Deadwood, South Dakota, in 1991, hiring Francis and Carla Caneva to manage it. In July 2004, after ending their employment and seeking an amicable separation, he dissolved the partnership when they refused to agree. An accountant valued the business at $3,100,000. The Canevas sued to buy their shares at double that amount, but lost after Costner's appeal to the South Dakota Supreme Court. Costner closed the casino in 2017 and sold it in 2020. In the same year, he co-founded Hear Here, an audio travel app, where he narrates stories for U.S. travelers. He also serves on the honorary board of the National World War I Museum in Kansas City, Missouri, recording radio spots for the museum in 2011. Costner was named the ceremonial Grand Marshal of the NASCAR Cup Series Auto Club 500, which took place on February 25, 2007 at the California Speedway. In 2008, he collaborated with the NASCAR Media Group and CMT Films to help produce the NASCAR documentary The Ride of Their Lives, released in December of that year. Costner narrated that documentary. Also in 2009, he was named the spokesperson for NASCAR Day, which occurred on May 15. The next day, May 16, he and his country music band performed in the infield of Charlotte Motor Speedway and took part as judges in the second annual Victory Challenge before the 25th running of the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race. In 2015, Costner co-authored The Explorers Guild, A Passage to Shambhala, a hybrid adventure and graphic novel, with John Baird, Stephen C. Meyer, and Rick Ross. He contributed a chapter to Tim Ferriss's book, Tools of Titans. Early in life, Costner was a Republican and a supporter of Ronald Reagan, but he switched parties in the early 1990s. Since 1992, He has supported various Democratic politicians, including Al Gore and Tom Daschle, while also contributing to Republican Phil Gramm as late as 1995. In 2008, Costner stated he had no desire to run for office. Before the presidential election that year, he campaigned for Barack Obama in Colorado, where he owns a home. In his speech, Costner stated the need for young voters to get to the polls, early and with enthusiasm. He mentioned that they were going to change the world, and they hadn't. He acknowledged that his generation didn't get it done, and emphasized the need for young voters to help. In October 2014, Costner sent a tribute to British troops serving around the world, thanking them for their work. On December 22, 2019, Costner endorsed Democratic presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg at a rally in Indianola, Iowa. Later, Costner supported Democratic candidate Joe Biden. Costner narrated a commercial for J.D. Scholten, a Democrat running for the U.S. House of Representatives from Iowa's 4th Congressional District. For the 2022 United States House of Representatives election in Wyoming, Costner endorsed Republican Liz Cheney for re-election. How would you describe Kevin Costner's life overall? Do you think his significant fortune might lead to conflicts after his passing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to check out the next video on your screen. You will enjoy it.